This conference will now be recorded.
Hey, everybody. It's 2:30 on Tuesday, so it is time for our Monday through Thursday 2:30 podcast. This is the podcast where you will hear the science, the truth about what actually happened during this opioid crisis. And as I'm going through the book, I'm reviewing a whole lot of stuff that's by now several years old. And what you're looking at on the screen in front of you, that is data from the public health group out of Los Angeles County. It's their public health group that oversees the homelessness there, and these are their homelessness mortality statistics. Back when we were before we had approached the FDA, the plan was to make a series of predictions, and for the predictions to be proven accurate. And then after the predictions proved accurate, to run our clinical trial, showing the adrenaline levels on people while they were in withdrawal. And then to organize all this, present it to the FDA, and hopefully trigger an end to the opioid crisis. We're going back to 2020, 2021, 2022. And so we were convinced, rightly so, that if we were going to see a rise in cardiovascular deaths, it hadn't happened yet. We hadn't seen it yet. But we predicted that it would happen. And the reason that we predicted that we were going to see a whole bunch of heart attacks is because that's how adrenaline toxicity kills. And so as the number of people who were becoming genetically damaged increased, and as those people were experiencing opioid withdrawal, the signature disease, autonomic dysfunction, whatever you want to call it, as that number went up, then the number of heart attacks should go up. And so we were looking for data that was sensitive enough to pick it up early. And a lot of our people end up homeless at different points, usually for financial reasons. It's very expensive to stay out of withdrawal when you're genetically damaged. It takes all your money, all your time. And as people experience homelessness and they experience withdrawal, they pop on the radar of these public health officials. And so what you're looking at here, if I'm not mistaken, this is the data from 2016. And I think this is 2016. Anyway, what we were looking for was an increase in heart attacks, what this group would call coronary heart disease. And if you drop down to the table one, you'll see all deaths 1,271 in 2019 to 2020, and then 2020 to 2021, number of deaths went up quite a bit, 1,988, an increase of a 56% increase. Okay, so in 1 year's time, there was a 56% increase in deaths. That's a big increase in deaths. Okay, it is about even male to female. Okay, younger people, that's for sure. Okay, and when you get down to cause of death, okay, drug overdose is the top one, and that one went up by 78%. Look at the one under it, coronary heart disease. There it is. This was the first evidence that we had that we were right. Okay, this was the first evidence that we had that we were right. And the fact that the drug overdoses went up and the coronary heart disease went up, okay, to us, you're looking at the same thing. Okay, either you take the fentanyl or you don't. If you take the fentanyl, you're at risk of an overdose. If you don't take the fentanyl, you're at risk of a heart attack. And there it is, right there in front of you. Okay, you're looking at a 78% increase in drug overdoses and a 29% increase in heart attacks. Okay, either you take the fentanyl or you don't. But either way is a risk of death. We had predicted this, and there it is. Okay, this is how science works, people. This is how science works. Okay, you make a prediction, And then when you find it, that supports your science. So this supports our science. This supports the concept of the genetic damage. This supports the concept of the adrenaline toxicity. This supports what we were saying. Okay, this is how science works. You make a prediction, and then when you find the prediction, you keep going. Okay, so we saw this increase in heart attacks in the homeless population. In California, they call it people experiencing homelessness. You don't call them homeless. You call them people experiencing homeless. Okay, so we'll be politically correct. People experiencing homeless, PEH. People experiencing homeless. In fact, that's probably somewhere on this chart. Anyway, so now that we've seen it in the homeless population, okay, now we figured we were going to see it in the population at large, and that's what we saw in the American Heart Association data from 2019. In fact, I tell you what, we'll show both of these tomorrow. Okay, because as I'm writing this book and as I'm going through, I'm realizing we did the right thing. You know, and anytime you're trying to help people, anytime you're trying to save lives and it doesn't work out, you always fall back and question yourself. Did we do enough? Could we have done more? You know, did we miss something? Okay, and you know, I'm here to tell you right now, we did the right thing. We looked for the right stuff. We found the right stuff. We did our clinical trial. We presented it to the FDA. Okay, we did it exactly as it was supposed to be done. We did it the right way. And as I'm going through this, writing this book and going through all this stuff, you know, it's clear to me. You know, we did the best we could. There just wasn't anything else we could do. We did the best we could. It was the FDA that failed to act on the information that we presented. Anyway, I don't want to get too long today. We'll hold here. Tomorrow we'll show both graphics. We'll show this one and we'll show the American Heart Association. Okay, and then this is the information that we put in front of the FDA along with our. Maybe we'll show that well, it might be too much information for one day. Along with the adrenaline levels from our clinical trial. I mean, we put it all together. It was a nice package. A class of 8th graders could figure it out. Okay, but the bureaucracies were not going to be part of the solution. I didn't realize at the time they were part of the problem. Boy, I realize that now. But they were not going to be part of the problem. They were going to remain part of the. They were not going to be part of the solution. They were determined to remain part of the problem. We thought our opponent was the genetic damage. Our opponent was the imperialistic bureaucracies. All right, let's hold here for today. We'll pick up here tomorrow. Everybody have a great day. My name is Dr. Doug Smith. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to our podcast. Don't forget to post this podcast on your social media and everybody else's social media. Let's get the word out there. And I'm going to go back to work writing the book. Talk to y'all tomorrow. Bye-bye now.